What's up, buddy?
Hey man, not much, just chilling, playing some Castlevania.
Well, so before we get into this, we're doing another Resident Evil movie. For the life of me, remind me if this is the ranking that we have so far. Did we put Extinction at the bottom?
Oh, give me a second, I have it.
Like I feel like
I
we
have
put
it.
Extinction at the bottom because the argument was that at least Executor had the like it was still stuck to the Resident Evil canon, even though it was like a 20-minute film.
Yeah, and it was short, so it didn't make us suffer.
Okay, yes, and then we had Degeneration, Apocalypse, and then RE1.
Okay, I have Executor over RE1, but yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. So I need to change that when I get back to my office in the morning. Uh, so today we are back in the lovely world of the is it Wes? I think it's Wes Anderson, right?
Yeah.
And trust me, as much as I want this cracking of a can to be a beer, it's not. Um, this is the point where these movies just start getting worse and worse. Uh, we started to get to that point in Extinction. Uh, but this is like it doesn't like it just gets worse and worse and worse. Um,
Yeah.
but we're gonna give surface level thoughts and then like really get into the movie. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
You go first.
Okay, I try my best to not swear on these podcasts. And I try to keep a clean mouth. So if you have a problem with language, this is when you want to tune out. Fuck this movie. It made me so mad the whole time that I watched it. Like, it just none of it made any logical sense to me. Um, like the first off, the starting with the scene at the beginning where she assaults the umbrella lab. Um, this was something that they teased at the beginning. I mean, at the end of the third movie, and it's like, oh, I've got all these clones, and I'm gonna come get you guys. I'm gonna mess all y'all up. And then she gets this entire army of clones, and they're dead within 10 minutes. Um,
Yeah, that is pretty useless.
yeah, and like even if they didn't die like right away, there were certain scenes that made me so mad. Like there's the one scene there's a scene at the beginning of the movie where all the clones are and they're fighting against the Umbrella soldiers and all that, and they're assaulting the complex. And they two of two or three of the clones they jump out of a window like to like fall down into that big into like this big what's the like I guess like it's when they drop down to attack Wesker. Um, they jump out of a window and like they're shooting behind them as they jump out of this window, right?
Yeah.
And they don't stop shooting even after they're at like even when they're falling, they're still shooting up into the air. Why? Why are you still shooting? You're just wasting your bullets. Like it didn't. It was so dumb. Um, and then they like this is the part of the RE movies when you start getting to where they're just trying to shoehorn whatever's in the latest Resident Evil movie, and they have the little mind control devices from RE5, and they've got
You mean to say they try to show in whatever's in the Resident Evil games?
oh yeah yeah, that's what I meant to say. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Um, and okay, the executioner does not fit here. He should not be in Los Angeles.
No, it really doesn't fit.
Like and I will say, at least this time, they made him accurate, unlike the 5'6" nemesis we had in Apocalypse. But like, like it just like the more I think
Short
about,
King Nemesis.
yeah, this is the short king. But like, and like that's the only nice thing I could say about the executioner is that at least he's accurate. Like he looks like the executioner from the games. But like,
Yeah.
even so, like what made me the most mad out of all the movies is when they're in when Alice and Claire they're fighting the executioner in the shower and
Yeah.
Claire picks up this shotgun. This, or maybe it's Alice. I don't care enough. But like, she is across the room, and she shoots a shotgun, and the entire top of its torso explodes. Like, that's not how guns work.
To be fair, it was shooting coins.
Yeah, but it's even worse. The coins wouldn't do that. Why are they shooting coins?
Because it's
God,
their
and,
hobby.
yeah, and again, this is the least interesting cast of characters that we've had. So, like, I would say these are less interesting characters than we had in the first movie, because at least in the first movie, like, cool things were happening to these characters. Like, we've got this asshole director type Hollywood guy who, like, screw this guy, like, all the way. Nothing redeemable about his character, like, nothing, not even a good villain. Um, I is it Luther was the basketball player?
Oh, I don't remember the name. All I remember is that the romance they had with Alex was just felt so forced, and they had like no
Oh,
chemistry whatsoever.
oh my God, it did. Like, and that's another thing. She's got, like, I think she's got a new like, love interest in every single movie. Like, every single movie, she's got a new one. And like, and just really, I'm just going into my thoughts of the movie at this point. The roof scene where they land the plane, stupid. Nobody, like, if they're about to fall off, and this guy just does a basketball leap, just for the, I guess, for the direction to be like, no, he's really good at basketball, you guys. Uh, like the honestly, the only thing that was somewhat redeemable about this movie was, although I didn't always like the direction that they took the character, at least the casting for Chris was somewhat close.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess.
like the I'm talking just casting.
All right, fair enough. It was distracting for me though, because that's one of those guys that I recognize from one show, and I'm never gonna forget that he's from that one show,
What show is he from? I don't even know.
Prison Break.
Okay, see, I didn't even watch that, and that's even funnier because
I
of
didn't watch it
his.
either. I just remember seeing commercials so often on TV, like back then, that he was just like, "Oh, that's the guy from Prison Break," and I'm never gonna forget it.
And honestly, that's even funnier that he was locked in a prison. No,
Yeah.
and then like they
I do want to mention one. Speaking of characters, I do want to mention one thing. I feel Alice is more bland this movie than the other ones somehow.
well, and like I don't know. Maybe it's because, like, I think. Oh, and speak like I need to get to this too, but like with Alice, like she's just a vehicle for these filmmakers to shoehorn, like, characters from the RE universe into these movies. Uh, and like, it just doesn't, like, her character has never worked. It's never gonna work. Like, I've seen the rest of these movies. It never works. Um, I think Claire's casting again is fine in this movie, but at the same time, like, they just give nothing for her character to do. Um,
Yeah.
I think Wesker looks fine, but his actual performance is horrible. Uh,
I wish he was a little buffer. I think if he was a little buffer, he would be really good. He would be like perfect.
yeah, like, and they literally they straight up they tried to copy the Wesker fight scene from the RE5 DLC in this.
Oh yeah, I actually have like a little put down a point. It was like, yeah, why is he doing like cartwheels and jumps to like evade the bullets? Which isn't him like supposed to be like super speed, just moving from side to side? He's more collected, what? Just kind of felt stupid.
Well, it doesn't he does that kind of stuff in RE5's DLC though. Like, if
Cartwheels?
Well, not necessarily cart. Well, actually, yeah, kind of cart. Like, because like in the DLC, there's that scene when Chris and Jill they bust into the room and there's that fight scene, and he's like he does like spins in the air and shit to like avoid to like dodge bullets,
Uh, I don't remember him doing that. I just remember him closing in by just
little dashes.
doing the little teleport. Yeah,
But
teleport dashes, not any cartwheels.
well, like it's not necessarily a cartwheel. It's kind of like he jumps in the air and kind of like does like a little spin. But like it is the same concept. Like
Yeah,
he's not doing backflips and shit in the games, but he is doing like spins through the air to avoid the bullets.
I guess, but still, it kind of felt silly.
And my God, I
At
am
least the way they filmed it.
I am so tired of these Alice monologues where she talks about, oh, the world was infected by the T virus. Umbrella did it, and then like we get these stupid moments where she's talking into a camera, and like like there's literally a scene where she's flying over Los Angeles and she's like, there's no sign of life, not even the zombies. And then 2 seconds later, there's this building surrounded by thousands of zombies.
Speaking of which, the building surrounded by zombies. I felt the zombies in that specific scene looked really good.
Yeah, they did. Uh, and like the normal zombies do look good in this movie, but I think that the what's the name of the zombies with like the little parasites coming out of their mouths? I forget what they're called.
The plagas. Yeah, I felt they were just bland and kind of boring.
Well, okay, so are they called Las Plagas? I thought that was just Resident Evil 4, but I thought they were called something different in 5. And that's where these are from.
Uh, they're still technically plagas.
Okay, okay, I gotcha. Uh, but yeah, like I thought that they did not look good. I'm trying to think if there's like anything like,
Oh yeah, I wanted to mention they have such clean skills for making holes.
oh my God, yeah, and like honestly, the whole thing was kind of stupid to me. It like I don't
Yeah, it did feel very stupid.
I don't remember zombies ever tunneling through fucking holes in these movies.
Yeah, I just kind of remember it kind of felt a little weird, just like how did they make a holes? Because like I mean, if like one of them like they were like welding pickaxes, you know, kind of like in RE4, RE5, where like they use weapons and shit. Okay, fine. But no, they're all just gonna go in, give you a big kiss, and that's it.
Yeah, and then like there were like another thing that I noticed, like the could they not get real guns for these movies, like to film these movies? Because but like all of the guns sound horrible, and like you can tell just by watching them being fired that like it is just CGI coming out of these weapons.
Was this one around with the time when everything started being CGI? Just remind me.
I would think it has to be because I'm pretty sure that the prison is the only practical location in this movie.
Fair.
And like that was not like
Yeah,
you can tell that they just didn't want to spend a lot of money because this entire movie is in the prison until you get to the ship at the very end.
yeah, which is just kind of white space.
Well, I mean, okay, the beach was real. That was a practical set. But like, I mean, you can find a beach anywhere.
Yeah, I was actually going to point out that in some places, I feel the CGI is worse than than the older movies.
I'm sorry, say that again. You cut out for a second.
Okay, no, in some places, I felt the CGI got even worse than the old movies.
Well, yeah, and you see that in a lot of movies nowadays. But I mean, just think of how many movies that you could think of from like in the 80s and 90s that just look better because it's not CGI. And like
Yeah,
this movie had some atrocious CGI. The only thing that I'm surprised wasn't horrible was the executioner. Like he looked all right. Um,
yeah, he did good. One thing though I did about the scene where he's like pushing on against the gate. I have two comments about that scene in particular.
okay,
One,
I'm actually interested to see if we have the same take because I also have something for that one.
okay, I have two.
Okay,
One, why did the executioner look like he was just kind of tapping his hammer against the gate? Because I mean, I feel like they could do like actual hits, or was the gate just gonna was the gate so cheap that it's gonna fall off if they just hit it harder?
I thought it was either that or like they're like, well, we can't just have, like, because the executioner in RE5 literally breaks down that gate in one swing. So like I guess the filmmaker was like, well, I mean, we can't have him just show up and break down the gate. They've got to go do all this.
Yeah. And the other thing about that scene in particular was, why did they push a car and they just kind of put it like a little bit away from the gate, like not even against it put weight?
So on the same token, why did he push a barrel against the gate and think that that was going to do anything? There's literally like right before they knock it down, they're pushing like a little barrel like right against the
Yeah,
gate, and I was like, what do you realistically think that that's going to do?
basically.
Yes,
Yeah. Another question I had was, why did the asshole director shoot the mechanic?
because uh, because there were only two spots in the plane and there were three of them in that room. So he was like, "All right, I'm going to shoot you so that me and this other guy that I can't remember his name, we can get away." But then that guy didn't want to get away either, so he was like, "Peace," and he just took off.
I kind of felt like he was. I kind of felt he could have just left and be like, "Fuck off, see you." You know.
Yeah, and like on that on
I mean, nobody cared for him. If he run away, nobody's gonna was gonna go stop him.
maybe he. Uh, my guess for that would be maybe he thought that the mechanic was a threat and could stop him, but the Asian guy could not because he was small.
I guess. Oh, and speaking of the Asian, I felt all the side characters were so pointless.
Oh my God! Literally everybody but uh, Claire, Chris, and Wesker were completely forgettable in this movie.
Oh yeah,
And
like
oh, go ahead.
like the what was it, like medic, psychologist, whatever the fuck, that one girl who was just kind of like, oh yeah, we're gonna swim and get the guns. They get the swim. Oh, immediately gets captured and killed off, and like we never see her again.
Wait, are you talking about the? There is a girl, and are you talking about the one that does swim down to in the water?
Yeah, that
Okay,
one.
she had moved to LA to be an actress, and it didn't work out, so she was waiting tables. And
Oh, there it is.
it just so happens that she was on the swim team, and she's the perfect person to do this mission.
And she immediately gets killed off before she can even actually be actual help.
Immediately. And I just had this thought because I said Wesker again. Um, in the games, does Wesker ever do the little parasite out of his mouth? I can't remember.
Nope, he never gets infected with the plagas.
Yeah, see, I didn't think so. And then, like, and just speaking of that scene again, what makes Alice think that stabbing him through the forehead and not the center of the plaga would be the right move?
I don't know. There's like a lot of things with
And
Alice. Like one of the things was like, you know how she got like little injection to like put her like set her powers off
yeah,
basically.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of wrote down like, for having her supposedly her powers turned off. Like other than the psychic stuff, she could do a. She seems to be able to do a lot of superhuman stuff with like no issues.
And also, um, I'm sorry, but I she would not have survived that plane crash if she was not a superhuman person.
I mean, she wouldn't have survived a lot of stuff, like in general.
Uh, and then like the whole scene. And just speaking about that, well, real quick, let me talk about this Wesker thing real quick. It made me so
Yeah,
mad when they were just shooting him in the when Chris and Claire just emptied their clips into his torso at the end of the movie. Like again, have we learned nothing? You always headshots are where the parasite is coming from, his mouth. Um,
yeah, that was pretty true. I wrote down why were they wasting ammo shooting the plane when it was so far away?
oh yeah, that was another one that really made me mad too. Um, like especially because Alice could have literally just taken 5 seconds to be like, "Hey guys, I put a bomb on the plane. It's okay."
Yeah,
Uh,
like, oh, don't worry, I got him.
Yeah, I know that you've. And another thing, these people in these movies do not reload. They never reload, not once. Like literally on the scene where they go to stop the guy on the roof and he gets away anyway. Which, by the way, I did
Yeah.
think one positive I had. I did like the scene where he almost crashed the plane and he just like mows down like a.
Oh yeah.
That was a cool scene. That was cool. But like, so she gets the MP5 that sounds like somebody's cap gun they bought from the dollar store, and shoots no less than 500 bullets on this rooftop without changing clips.
Yeah.
It's just one of those like, and then going back to the beginning where he gets that where he injects her with that serum to make her human again. Like it was so dumb. It's like thank you for making me human. It's like no, you wouldn't thank him right now because you're about to die and you know you're about to die because the plane's crashing.
Speaking of which, that plane crash, that slow mo felt so badly done.
Oh
It felt
my
so
god.
boring and with like lack of energy and shit.
And like even like the way Wesker looked as he was trying to get back through the other side of the plane, so dumb. Like
Yeah.
everything about this movie was dumb to me, except for like a few things.
Yeah, one of my things I wrote down was like, why does she even keep like all the stuff like in the travel bag she like kept with like all the coins and the guns and shit? Because they were like, oh whoa, why are you carrying all this? It's like, how are you carrying that in like a small two-seater plane with like another person already?
I mean, if I had to guess, I would assume that plane's got some kind of cargo area somewhere.
I wouldn't.
Like, I mean, even if she's got to put it under the seat.
Yeah. Also, we're almost done by the way with my little points. Why does Alice and Chris like need to whisper when they're talking? Like, I feel like they're not saying anything like the others wouldn't have heard already.
Yeah, and like that's what I was saying earlier. Like when you first meet Chris, he's like, and like throughout the movie, he's always whispering. Like even like towards the end, like when he comes out when they let him out of the cell and he meets Claire, and like he's like he's literally he's whispering the whole time, even when like she is hurting him. He's like, "It's me,
Yeah.
your brother. Don't you remember?" And it's like you're not Batman. Stop it. Like if somebody was doing that to me, I'd be like, "Yo!"
Don't do that.
Exactly. Like this, and like the honestly, if I were to have happened upon Chris Redfield, looking the way he looked, I don't care if we are in a prison. This is very obviously not a prisoner.
Not even that. I feel like, yeah, we're like need all hands on deck because this is like critical situation. This is not the moment to like be like, oh, this is a criminal. You know?
Yeah. Like I mean, even even if even I mean, I don't know, man. It's just I don't understand. Like I remember not hating this movie as much as I do now when I watch it in theaters, and I think that's just because it was a theater experience. I was watching the movie with friends, and we were laughing about it. But like going back and watching this movie with like a critical eye as like a massive Resident Evil fan, it just makes me so mad.
Speaking of which, that just reminded me. Why did we ever go through like a phase where like 3D effects were like everywhere?
Yeah, I remember that because I remember like the big moment from the trailer was when the executioner like throws the axe through the air.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was it was like um like I actually remember it wasn't just movies at the time. It was there were actual they were doing like 3D gaming, and Resident Evil 5 was one of the games that you could play in 3D.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
But like and like it was you had to have like a fancy monitor for it and like special like I'm pretty sure it wasn't even like regular 3D glasses. You had to like have a special pair.
Oh, I would not have enjoyed playing that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Um and it was all like and just talking about like crappy things from like technology back then. Resident Evil 5 was also shackled to Games Windows Live for the longest time.
Oh yeah, it was.
If only
Yeah,
the Operation Raccoon, yeah, Operation.
Operation Raccoon
If
City.
only that one could be free from the shackles, that would be great.
It'll eventually be, and you'll get to enjoy that.
Um,
We might even get to play a little bit
so,
because that is multiplayer.
oh yeah, you're talking about oh yeah, Operation Raccoon City, yes.
Yeah.
So I I'm gonna. So do you have any other points to get through?
Okay. Well, I feel the dogs are kind of cool.
The dogs were cool. I will say that the dogs were cool. Um,
Yeah.
I think that.
I was gonna
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go
No,
ahead.
you go ahead.
Okay, fine. I was just gonna mention, way too much slow mo.
Well, yeah, because it's edgy and cool.
God, we failed as a society.
Uh, so I this is the part where we rank this movie, and I think I honestly don't know if it's better than Extinction or not.
Fair, for me, I'm gonna put it above Extinction.
See, I can see that. Like I can see where you're going with it. Uh, I think okay, yeah, I think I would put it above Extinction as well. I think the only reason that I would pick Extinction over this movie was that Extinction actually had practical sets. Uh,
That's fair enough. For me, it's more on the fact that like they didn't waste my time with the whole psychic Alice stuff.
yeah, I mean they got that out of the way like immediately.
Oh yeah, like it felt it was actually kind of funny just how hard it felt like they had to back down from that plot point.
Well, I mean they kind of have to because if you've just got this psychic maniac running around, like I mean it kind of defeats any kind of stakes because like you could just use your powers to like blow zombies away.
Yeah.
Um, I'll agree with that. I'll put this above Extinction. So our ranking now is we've got Resident Evil Extinction at the bottom. Then we've got was this Afterlife? Okay,
Afterlife.
Afterlife.
Yeah.
And then we've got Executor, and then we've got uh, what?
There's the OG.
Oh, wait, it's OG under Executor, right? Or is it above?
Personally, I have it under mine. I have it under Executor, but I know you said yours was backwards, so we have a little bit of a difference in opinion on that one.
It's okay. I'll allow it. So RE1, and then Executor, and then Apocalypse, and then uh,
Degeneration.
Degeneration. Yeah. Um,
CG movies still winning.
it probably always will be, and
Yeah.
at least until we get to the masterpiece that is the Resident Evil Netflix series.
Fuck me.
Um, so I actually wanted to ask you if you had seen the playtester reports from RE9.
I've been seeing a lot of like random stuff like pop up, but I haven't read anything into it. Like I just seen a lot of pictures with Leon.
Yeah, so I didn't see any pictures, but I had read that it's going to be Leon and Jill as the main characters. Um, but what I
Two cops, okay.
so I know,
Two cops, okay.
yeah. Um, but what I don't like is that they're still continuing on with the like the winter storyline is still continuing. Like the Rose is supposed to be like a big part of the game apparently. Uh, Now, what I do like is it does appear that they are finally going to talk about what Chris talks about at the end of RE8, where they figure out about the BSAA sending in bioweapons.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah,
I mean that could be a plot point because Rose supposedly is a bioweapon and being protected by the BSAA technically.
yeah, and like uh, I think another one of the plot points was you visit the lab that what's her face was made in, Evelyn. Like that's one of the areas that you go to.
Eh,
But yeah, like it's
I don't know. I feel like I feel a lot could happen. Like the game's not even out, so I don't really wanna talk with like something that hasn't been confirmed. Like as I have the game in my hands, you know.
yeah, that's fair. Um, but my like the main question that I have in my head is if they are having Leon and Jill as main characters, I wonder if they are going to do third person, first person, or they're going to do like they did with the Village Gold Edition and have both.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna stick with third person because RE4 remake did so well.
Well, I mean, honestly, all of the remakes did very well. Uh,
I'm sorry, what did you say?
so
Because I kind of lost you there. Hello. All right, we're back to
can you hear
having
me?
issues again. Good.
Can you hear me?
Can't be an episode without having the sound issues.
Well, I don't know if this is recording. It says it's recording, and I don't know if
And
Leo
there
can
he
hear
goes.
me. So I'm just going to start talking. It says it's reconnecting
Not
him.
yeah.
So,
I don't know. Anything could be
uh,
happen really.
yeah, I actually had an alarm
We
go
might
off
even
as
finally
I
get
was recording this, so that was fun.
I just hope we got a code Veronica soon.
What else do I have going on?
Anything can happen. Let's see what Doug says. Um, dun,
I'm just
there.
gonna go, and I'm gonna sing this song until the yogi's back in the room.
Yeah. Oh,
This is gonna
the
be
movie
a
was
fun thing to listen to
not
for
so
the
good, sadly.
fans. Uh,
Um,
oh, that was funny. I wonder how long it's gonna go on until you can hear me again.
hmm,
Uh,
wonder what will happen. Anything on one. Sorry, mine's kind of lost today. Well, in any case, I've been playing the Castlevania, the Domino's collection, because I've been trying to get back into the DS games. I've already completed one, trying to complete the other two. The other two, kind of in the middle of grinding through the second one. At least it's not too bad. The world, Dawn of Sorrow is just very grindy in general if you want to get all the best stuff. I feel it's not as bad in Portrait Ruin. I feel it's like the easiest of the three. Not looking forward to having to 100%, well, trying to 100%, what's it called? Oh, I forgot the name. The one with Shinoa. Hopefully that one's gets a little easier. I got very lucky, so. Alright, says you should reconnect soon. So, yeah, I'm hoping it's not too bad. I got very lucky in my... Oh, he can hear it, good. I got very lucky in Portrait that I got, like, the item that lets you see breakable walls, like, very, very, very early in the game. So I was able to just find every breakable wall and just sort through that very, very, very easily. At this point, I'm just kind of grinding. Like I said, I'm just kind of grinding the weapons just to get like get the sub weapons at the max levels. That usually isn't too bad. I've got a nice little tip. I remember how to do a glitch for the infinite money, so that helped me a lot. And so forth, so on. I feel like I'm almost done with the game. I'm gonna have to do the hard playthrough and then oh yeah, I think I have to do the Rector mode, which if I remember right, it wasn't too bad. I think Maria's OP as like in the other games. And I'm glad that all the X Armor mode I don't have to do for the achievements because even though it's kind of silly, it is a very, very hard mode to get through. Especially with limited movements, limited attacks. You do a lot of damage, but still. And also that you have to kill 1,000, or was it 999 old X Armors to unlock it. That was pain, I remember, to do the other one. I mean, I still beat it, but still. Not my favorite thing to do. Um, let's see, what else? Well, since Doc is listening. Oh, sending another message. Okay. Yeah, it seems he's just having issues, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thanks everybody for listening. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope the next few days also go amazing. And I'll be seeing you later. Bye bye.